The father of a 13-year-old girl who had been missing for 8 days wants to warn parents about the dangers of meeting people online. His daughter disappeared in Edmonton on June 24th after getting on her school bus that morning, but didn't show up at school. On July 2nd, 8 days later, she was located in Oregon. 41-year-old Noah Madrano is in custody facing charges of child luring. Additional charges may follow as the investigation continues. The teen's father, who wants to remain anonymous, warns parents this could happen to any kid. Has she told you guys about exactly what happened in terms of how he got her? I think a question on everybody's mind is, how did he get her across the border?
Yeah, so obviously there's a lot of specifics that I just can't share at the moment, you know, due to the police investigation, and, you know, putting that kind of information out could really jeopardize Noah receiving the most amount of charges he deserves. And in terms of how this happened, you know, she was groomed. She was groomed online over a period of time. And you know, he is brainwashed my daughter and tricked her into believing that there was a better life for her with him. And you know, we've seen a process with him of sort of breaking her down, removing her from, you know, the normal society and her friends, and you know, and then building into, well, you're accepted here, you're accepted by me, you know, no one else loves you but I do. And that really appears that that's how he did this. And I assume that this is, you know, the same formula that many other pedophiles like him would use to do this.
Wow, I can't believe that. How long have they been communicating?
That's not very clear to me right now. And you know, there's a lot of questions that obviously the family had for her of, you know, how were you communicating? She didn't have access to devices at home, so I'm assuming that this was through school. But again, we really don't know at this point how it was happening. So yeah, so I mean, there's a ton of questions to answer, and we just haven't. You know, it's very specific information, and you know, we also have been asked by police to, you know, minimize how much digging we do with her. She's sharing information with us, but you know, she still has to do some interviews with police to get the full story, to ensure that Noah receives all the charges he deserves.
How is she doing now that she's back home with you guys? Is she okay?
You know, you know, she's okay, right, on the surface. She's suffering. She's shaken up. I think right now there's so many friends and family around her that she doesn't have much time to think. She has certainly gone back into kid mode in the sense of wanting to, you know, be around her mum and dad and sister, and that's, you know, this is what she needs right now. She's been to hell and back in the last 8 days.
Unbelievable. Thank you for sharing that. And I guess very importantly, what's your message to parents?
I can't stress it enough that, you know, being vigilant with your children with their online activities is crucial. The websites that my daughter were using, they were mainstream websites, and I don't really want to name apps, but I will say that there's a lot of children's games should really be locked down, and I would, you know, advise parents to really look at, is there a messenger service on any of the apps that children are using? And if there is, I would advise to maybe find another game for your child, because that is a conduit into this underworld, and you know, they will reach out, and it always starts out innocent, and it will go very sinister very quickly, and it will be completely out of your control, because you assume that they're just playing a game, but they're actually talking to adults that are preying on our children.
We really appreciate your words, and I hope it will resonate with parents everywhere. Thanks for doing this.
Yes, thank you.